على كل ملائكة المقربين وعلى عباد الله الصالحين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين وبعد. I greet you all with the universal greeting of Islam, and that is Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Quickly, I know you've been sitting here for quite a long time, and I'm not going to waste too much of my time. I have few things to just mention. I didn't design any topic, but I'm just going to go free. So whatever I say definitely is going to be consistent with, is going to rhyme with the message that we want to give. You see, today, give you an example. We live in this world that it is so advancing. A lot of intellectuals who have written so many books condemning Islam. Some say Islam does not have what it takes to propel mankind into the next millennium. Some said Islam or the Quran is a book copied from the ancient books, the Jew and the Christian, juxtaposed with the Arabian tradition. That's what they say. Some even said the Messenger Muhammad is not a prophet, but he's claiming to be a prophet. He had an epileptic fit, and so therefore he began to make some pronouncements that are not consistent with modernity. In short, Islam is a religion that came from the desert. It has nothing to offer mankind. But Allah, He knows that eventually people will make such statement. So from the very beginning, Allah said to the Messenger Muhammad, قُلْ لَإِنِّ اجْتَمَعَتُ الْإِنسُ وَالْجِنُّ عَلَىٰ أَنْ يَأْتُوا بِمِثْلِ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لَا يَأْتُونَ بِمِثْلِهِ وَلَوْ كَانَ بَعْضُهُمْ لِبَعْضٍ ظَهِيرًا. If the whole of mankind and jinn were to come together with a book, they will never be able to do it, even if they support themselves. Think about this verse. The whole of mankind and jinn, we don't speak like that. That means whosoever make those statements have to have an in-depth knowledge of all things. The Arabs, they hear what the Quran say, but they did not, give any account. Allah reduced the challenge again. Allah said, "Am yaquluna naftara qul fa'atu bi ashri surin mislihi muftarat." Do they say Muhammad forged the Quran? All right, let them bring 10 surah this time. Forge like the Quran, and let them bring their witnesses if they are speaking the truth. Again, the Arabs, listen, they couldn't do anything. Towards the end of Muhammad's ministry, towards the end, Allah reduced the challenge again. وَإِن كُنْتُمْ فِي رَيْبٍ مِّمَّا نَزَّلْنَا عَلَىٰ عَبْدِنَا فَأْتُوا بِسُورَةٍ مِّن مِّثْلِهِ وَادْعُوا شُهَدَاءَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ إِن كُنتُمْ صَادِقِينَ. Then Allah said, فَإِن لَّن تَفْعَلُوا وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْكَافِرِينَ. If you are in doubt as to the message we've given our apostle, then bring one surah, forge like the Quran, and bring your witnesses if you are speaking the truth. What did the Arabs do? They say, وَقَالُوا لَا تَسْمَعُوا لِهَذَا الْقُرْآنِ وَالْغَوْا فِيهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَغْلِبُونَ. They say, don't listen if Muhammad read the Quran. Just make some noise in between so you will have an upper hand. Clearly, they can't match the challenge that Allah have given. We have a man in America by the name of Professor Carl Sagan. This man wrote over 72 books, all books of science. And he made mention in one of his books called The Cosmics. In that book, Carl Sagan said, 20 billion years ago, there was no heaven, there was no earth, there was no Jupiter, no Neptune, no Mars, no Uranus. None of this established 9 solar system existed. He said nothing existed but 3 elements in the opaque: hydrogen, helium, and huge amount of dust. These 3 elements, according to him, fused together, and in the central core of this material, heat, radiation, explosion, boom. They call that the Big Bang. It happened 20 billion years ago. But how do they know? They send balloons and satellites in the atmosphere, take pictures of the rarefied materials, bring it down to Earth, analyze it. They could see that the red section of the spectrum light is moving away from the other light, meaning the universe have exploded. But that explosion, that boom, it is still being felt from 20 billion years ago. As we sit here right now, every 15 seconds, the universe expands 1 million miles from 20 billion years ago. Carl Sagan traveled all over the world and he gave lectures. In fact, he was given $5 million for coming out with this hypothesis. And he traveled all over the world. This is Carl Sagan. And we say to them, look, this information, when did you stumble on this information? They say, well, you know, through our lenses, we have all this technology and observatory machinery. We could beam to the heavens, and we know this is what is happening up there. So therefore, we knew this less than 100 years ago. We say, good. But if you know this less than 100 years ago, is it possible for anyone also to have made this statement over 1,000 years ago? They say, no. That's not possible because this is nuclear fusion. This is quantum mechanics. This is mathematics. It is not possible in the desert for anyone to make such a profound statement consistent with science. Then we say, okay, listen to the son of the desert through inspiration, what he says about what you've just mentioned in your book. The Quran said, أَوَلَّمْ يَرَى الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتَقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Do not the unbelievers see that the heaven and earth were joined together, then we separate them asunder, and we made from water every living thing? Wouldn't they then believe? أَوَلَّمْ يَرَى الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. Unbelievers? Yes. They said, we discovered this, we discovered that. We don't need God. We have money, we have houses, we land on moon. We don't need no God. Allah said, all right, with all your telescope, our lamb, haven't you seen yet? Allah expects them to see at some point, and they are clarifying the information. So the question we ask is this: how could a man in the desert, without any scholarship of physics, chemistry, biology, astronomy, be able to make this information, which is so today, account for that? No human being will be able to make those statements at the time of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So clearly, this Quran is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is him who gave Muhammad bits and bits of the information that the world is actually stumbled upon. And they said the universe is expanding. They call that the expanding universe, meaning the universe is perpetually expanding. And they gave us two different, circles to find out if this universe expanding or not. The first one, to know if the universe is expanding, they say, get a balloon. You know the balloon? You blow the balloon. Get the balloon, but don't blow it yet. Put it down. Get a pen and make some dotlets around it. Make a dot all around the balloon. Turn it around, make a dot again. Once you finish the dotlet, now begin to blow the balloon. As you blow it, you will see that the dotlets are moving away from each other, meaning the universe is perpetually expanding. The second circle is that if you have any stagnant water, the water that does not move, throw stone in it. Once you throw a stone in it, you see that ripple effect. Ripple effect, meaning the universe is actually expanding. Clearly, who told Muhammad this piece and bit of information is absolutely untenable at the time that the Quran was revealed. This is the power of the Quran dealing with information that is consistent with modernity, even though the Quran was given back then. I'm going to give you an assignment, and I'm going to come back in 6 months to mark the assignment. Each and every one of you should take this assignment seriously. Tonight, once you go home, on the way going home, get a knife or a razor blade, a sharp razor blade, and catch your skin. What do you mean? I've tried it 5 times already, man. What's wrong with you? It doesn't hurt. 5 times. Look, I've got all the stitches here. You just cut it, remove your skin like banana. You know how you peel banana? Peel everything off. It's going to hurt for a few minutes, but, it's cool. I tried it 5 times already. And so once you're done doing that, I bet you, if someone comes with a gun and shoots you, it's not going to hurt. You won't feel why? Because the pain, the sensor that caused the pain is called receptor. It's under your skin. There will be no pain if you remove the skin. And if someone comes with a dagger, try to cut you up, you're not going to feel the pain. It might pop up. Don't try this at home. You know what I'm saying? Don't try this at home at all. But what I'm saying is that when I was in college, most of you did that. You dissect animals. When I was in college, I dissected animals. But I didn't know about this verse of dissection in the Quran. Until when I begin to do my research, I stumble on key information. That's what I'm sharing with you. Science are telling us today that under your skin, you know, the white linen that you see under your skin, there is something called receptor. That's what causes the pain that you sustain. It is not from the meat, not from the blood. It is from the receptor. Each and every one of you have 4 million receptors under our skin. That is the cause of sensation. If it is cold, it is under the skin. If it is hot, it is whatever. Under your tongue, there is something called taste bud. Under your tongue. If you could take off the top layer on your tongue, you know, you begin to drink anything that is hot, you're not going to feel the pain. If it is too sweet, you cannot tell, because it is that receptor that determines whether it is hot, cold, sour, ba gyadajiki, ba abannam, ba magi, ba kaza da shauransu. It determines that. So in the absence of the pain receptor or the taste bud, you don't feel any sensation. Science knew that. Try and error. So now they know that's how pain comes from. This information is known after so many try and error. And finally, science accepted that the pain that we sustain comes from our skin. Under the skin, the pain, the receptor. And the person that does that was given a lot of money and respect all over the world. And the Quran mentioned this information over 1,400 years ago. The pain of sensation that you feel under your skin. Allah said in the Quran, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ كَفَّرُوا بِآيَاتِنَا سَوْفَ نُسْلِيهِمْ نَارًا كُلَّمَا نَضِجَتْ جُلُودُهُمْ بَدَّلْنَاهُمْ جُلُودًا غَيْرَهَا لِيَذُوقُوا الْعَذَابَ إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَزِيزًا حَكِيمًا. Those who reject our sign, we shall soon send them in hellfire. Watch. As often as their skin is burned and roasted, Allah said, بَدَّلْنَاهُمْ جُلُودًا غَيْرَهَا, we will give them a new skin. Why? لِيَذُوقُوا الْعَذَابَ, so they will continue to feel the pain. Meaning, the source of pain and sensation is under your skin. That is why Allah said, كُلَّمَا نَلْجَتْ جُلُودُهُمْ, as often as their skin is burned and roasted, we will give them a new skin, and they will continue to feel the pain. It's impossible, untenable in the desert without any computerization for the Messenger of Islam to know this key information of today. Is impossible. Therefore, clearly, this book came from on high. You see, I live in Seattle, Washington, my state, Seattle, Washington. The only state in America that we get like 10 to 2 weeks weather forecast. It's going to rain tomorrow. It's going to start like 2 p.m. It's going to rain until 5 o'clock. It's going to cut off. And then for 2-3 weeks we get, because it is the state that always rains. In a week, at least it must rain like 4 or 5 times all year round. It's the state of rain. So we get like 3 weeks weather forecast. Now, people come on television and they say, oh, tomorrow is going to rain. The next day is going to be windy. And we say, oh man, this is science, meteorology, the science of rain. How did they know? Simple. What they do is that they send balloon in the atmosphere or satellite to take the picture of the rarefied materials. The cloud that you see up there has so many functions. We have the clouds that cause rain, the clouds that cause tsunami, the clouds that cause snow. The clouds are different. Scientists, they know. So they beam to the heaven, they read the sky, and the movement of the clouds tells them clearly the rain cloud is moving to the northeast, this and that, and so therefore it's going to rain. They just read it and they tell us it's going to rain. So we know they read the clouds. And it is only 3 level. To read and know the clouds is just 3 level. The first cloud is anytime, even tomorrow, if it's going to rain, just look at the heaven, look at the sky. You will see small little clouds moving independently. We call them cumulus clouds. Cumulus cloud. They move before the rain. You see them moving. They move. We call them cumulus cloud. If they converge, become one, they become what we call cumulonimbus. Once they acquire that track, they move up. We call that updraft. Then certain calculations and mathematics takes place. You see the rain is coming because the higher you go, the cooler it becomes, and the rain starts to fall. Beautiful, beautiful. But when did they knew this? The science of rain was developed in England after Professor Atkins developed a barometer, the system that studied the rain gauge. Now they tell us that the rain that fall, they follow 3 steps: cumulus cloud, cumulonimbus cloud, and updraft. Then the rain begin to fall. Good. We clap for them. We give them respect. It's very scientific. Listen to what the Quran said long, over 1,400 years in the desert without any computerization. Allah said, Alam tara anna Allah yuzji sahaban thumma yu'allifu baynahu thumma yaj'aluhu rukaman fatara al-wadqa yakharuju min hilalihi. Do they not see how we move the clouds gently? Then we join them together. When it acquired that mountain-like look, rain begins to fall. How could a man in the desert make this information? Alam tara anna Allah yuzji sahaba. Do they not see who? The scientists. Allah expect them to see with their whatever telescope. So how could that be that this information that is known less than 100 years is in the Quran with clarity? And the rain that fall, that is the beauty of Islam. The rain that fall, it doesn't fall haphazardly. It rain here in Kano, maybe in Sokoto it's going to rain, maybe in Abuja, maybe in Maiduguri, maybe in Lagos, it rain. Generally we think the rain just fall haphazardly without any measure. No. Every drop of rain is accounted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It just doesn't fall haphazardly. There is order to it. How do we know? Science have proven. They say that every second, 18 million tons of water fall from the heaven to the ground. Every second. Every second, 18 million tons of water evaporate to the heaven. It is balanced. That means every year we have 513 trillion tons of water fall from the heaven to the earth. The same amount also evaporates. Beautiful scientific. We were amazed. We think science is good. Listen to the Quran through inspiration that Allah mentioned the same thing over 1,400 years in the desert without any barometer. So Allah said, Allahu allazi nazzala min as-sama'i ma'a biqadarin. Allahu Akbar. Biqadarin, that's what I'm looking for. It is Allah. He is Allah who sent down the water from the heaven in a measured form. Nazzala min as-sama'i ma'a biqadarin fa anshalna bihi baldatan maytan kadhalika tukhrijun ila akhir ayah. Allah sent the water in a measured form. Science is telling you and me. That is 80, about 85, 90 years. She's upstairs. I didn't see her. So I stepped there because, salam alaikum, salam. She was upstairs. She said, excuse me, sir, you are stepping on my property. I look up, I was like, subhanallah, these old women have property? You fighting for property on earth? Subhanallah. You have a property indeed? Do you have anything in this dunya? All right, let's see if you have property. Let's go to what Allah said and what science said. You know that I know that we have 9 planets in this dunya. 9 planets. Evolving around the sun. Which is the biggest planet? Jupiter. It's a massive planet. Jupiter is huge. Science don't know how many moons does Jupiter has. They don't know. Some say 15, some say 13, some say 12, some say 3. They don't know because Jupiter is massive. Earth is a planet also, but Jupiter is a gaseous planet. You can't live on Jupiter because it doesn't have atmosphere. We have atmosphere to protect us from bombardment of so many energy that have lost their void moving into the earth. Protected. Now, listen to this amazing wonders of Quran. How big is Jupiter compared to the earth? You ready for the shock? You ready for the shock? The earth that we live in will fit inside Jupiter 1,400 times. Our dunya will fit inside Jupiter, which is also a planet, 1,400 times. So, how big is the earth? Wow. How big? Earth is nothing. Jupiter is huge. Prepare for the shock. Jupiter will feed inside the sun. Okay, let's say the sports stadium in Kano State where they play soccer, the sports stadium. Let's assume the sports stadium is the sun. Jupiter will be like one basketball in the pitch. So how big is Jupiter? Nothing, not even comparable. How many basketball will fit inside the space of the soccer? How many? Thousands. The sun is huge. So huge. All right. We live in a galaxy called Milky Way galaxy. Our galaxy is Milky Way galaxy. Galaxy comprises of over 300 million solar systems. That makes a galaxy. So if you are in galaxy, where is Jupiter? Where is the Earth? Where is Africa? Where is Kano? Where is Africa? How? Did you see how powerful Allah is in His creation? So you're talking about, that's my space, that's my life. Do you have a space? For real? Our neighbor galaxy, we have many galaxies. Our neighbor galaxy is called Galaxy Andromeda MX. Galaxy Andromeda MX. Neighbor means very close, right? Neighbor. The distance between our galaxy and Galaxy Andromeda is 3.5 light years. And each light year is 6 trillion miles. So 6 trillion times 3.5, whatever number you have, is the nearest galaxy. We're talking about nearest. They call it light year. It's the distance that light takes in a year from one point to another, meaning it's unfathomable. After this galaxy, we have cluster. The cluster contains hundreds of thousands of galaxies. So, look, Allah said, "Antum ashaddu halikin, amis sama banaha rafa asamkaha fasawaha." Are you more difficult to be created than the heaven He raised? Halaka samawat bigairi amadin tarawnaha. No pillar. Look at this small place. How many pillars? How many thousands of naira to put to make this small space? Allah said, "Halaka samawat bigairi amadin tarawnaha wa alqa fil ardi rawasiya." Light to play. I don't need to go deep into that one. So Allah said, "La halqu samawati wal ard akbar min halqin nas walakinna aktsara an-nas la ya'lamun." We are nothing in Allah's creation. So Allah said about His creation, you human beings, وَمَا قَدَّرَ اللَّهُ حَقَّ قَدَرِهِ وَالْأَرْضُ جَمِيعًا قَبْلَتُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتُ مَطْوِيَّاتٌ بِيَمِينِهِ سُبْحَانَهُ وَتَعَالَى عَمَّا يُشْرِكُونَ. You cannot quantify me, Allah, by knowing my essence. He said, وَالْأَرْضُ جَمِيعًا قَبْلَتُهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَالسَّمَاوَاتُ. We just talk about the sama. Allah said, مَطْوِيَّاتٌ بِيَمِينِهِ. It will be on my right hand. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is how powerful Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. So if all this thing is in place, how can you say that you have a space in this dunya. Wallahi, there is nothing in this dunya. I know, because I have seen, I reason, I think, it's logic. Where's your Mercedes Benz? Where's your Hummer? Where do you park it? In your bedroom? No. Outside, where the rats, goats, and dogs, they pee around it. You spend $500,000. Why are you parking outside? This is garbage. How long are you going to live in this dunya? So as you walk on earth, humble yourself. وَلَا تَمْشِي فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. Don't raise yourself. وَلَا تَمْشِي فِي الْأَرْضِ مَرَحًا. Walk humbly. The servant of Allah are those who walk from point A to point B. عِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنِ يَمْشُونَ عَلَى الْأَرْضِ خَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. Servant of Allah. وَقْصِدْ فِي مَشْيِكَ. Lower your voice. Don't go saying, mu din nan ai zan nuna maka mu ke da gari wallahi zan yi kiran mutane na za a yi maka kaza kai din wa in the first place. Who are you? Within 2 minutes, the moment you get a toothache, abinci ba zan iya ci ba. Subhanallah, you cry. Toothpick. Or you got fever. Or you get sick. So who are you? Look at you. Allah said, look, heaven, look, can you look at a mountain? Can you get close to the mountain? Can you rend that mountain asunder? Human being is here to worship Allah. Worship doesn't mean 5 daily prayers and Hajj and Zakah. Those are the pillars upon which the bigger things come upon. What is the first thing? Goodness, kindness, forgiveness, humility, feeding the poor, the orphans. That is the highest. Allah warned us. وأنفقوا مما رزقناكم من قبل أن يأتي أحدكم الموت فيقول ربي لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب فأصدق وأكون من الصالحين. Empty your pocket, Allah said. أنفقوا مما رزقناكم, from the wealth I've given you. فيقول ربي لولا أخرتني إلى أجل قريب. Because when the death comes, you see the حق اليقين, the angel of death. He said, oh my Lord, take me back. I have money in Bank of Nigeria. I have money here. Allah said, وَلَنْ يُؤَخِّرَ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهَا. So whatever Allah give you, knowledge, feed the people with the knowledge. If it is wealth, feed them. Allah give you wealth, wallahi, Allah loves you. Use that to do the cause of Allah. Because the moment you die and leave it, those who will inherit it, there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee that they might even have time to pray for you. But if you do goodness, you have children, once you die, they will raise their hand. Allahumma rabbi irhamhuma kama rabbayani sagira. Oh Allah, have mercy on my parents the way they had mercy on me. So do what I call, or the messenger called zuhud. Zuhud is escaping from this dunya. Leave this dunya alone. Live here as a stranger, and eventually there's a bigger mission up ahead of you. My time is up. I'm going to give up the mic because my time is up. And inshallah, this is not going to be the end of our relationship. This is the beginning of good things to come between myself and you. Inshallah ta'ala. Haza billahi tawfiq. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.